We're on lichess and on Twitch, International Master William Paschall. We're having our Weird Wednesday stream. We're going to remember to play weird openings. That's the point. So if you'd like to, please challenge me to 5-3 through 7+3. Let me grab an innocent victim. Alright, grab him by the pawns. We'll go to create a game. Can never remember that. Lobby. Love the lobby. And then 5-0. The Zealot. Weird openings. Alright. Chigorin. Attempting to play the Chigorin, but it's not allowed. Right. The Mexican style. And then there was Bishop G2. Whatever it is, it ain't bad. He's trying to set up a double fiend cat. Very nice. What's this? Provisional? 1500? No, he's just exactly 1500. Oh, I dropped a pawn. Grab him by the pawns. No, he doesn't want it. All right, I understand. So knight c3 is a good move. Could be a very good move. Damn. He could have played e4 there. Methinks that's white's best move. Missed his golden opportunity to play e4 while the getting was good. If you have a chance to break out with e4 there, I think you should take it. Quite honestly, c4 now, an attempted break. I didn't see much in bishop takes b2, really. White's all business. Very reasonable. Small advantage for black. What's up, everybody? Asterbait, good to see you. Thanks for the emotes. Black is slightly better. Now, e2 is hanging, but he has a pin. Pin it and win it. That is annoying. Bishop takes e2. Nice little calculation. Bishop e2, rook e1. Bishop takes d1, rook takes e5. Bishop takes c2, knight takes b7. I mean, I can win a pawn, but my structure does get shot there. I don't like my structure getting shot. Do we have better? I could even play bishop takes e2, queen e1. That's no good. Alright, let's play it. 1500 with that. He didn't do it. Rook e1. If he was 1600, he would have found it. But now he loses the exchange. That's not good. William, why are you giving me the exchange? The whole point was rook e1. Dude, the entire concept. The reason for your existence. And you didn't do it. Now we're pawn up and we have a better pawn structure. Perhaps we should go to the 7th rank immediately. Go to the 7th rank. Go to the 6th rank. Pigs on the 7th. Mr. Jim. Rook b1. No. Tooth extraction, nice. Didn't feel a thing. I had my wisdom teeth removed many years ago, but I was totally under anesthesia. I never had a tooth removed without being under anesthesia. I'm sure it's fun. The Zealot is coming back. G4 is a good move. Nah, it's a pawn. Give me more. It's actually quite a good square. Yesterday, DK Guy pointing out the D6 knight. I wonder if I should play G6 just to be on the safe side. Probably not necessary. Oh my god. Mr. Bean going to the dentist. That's the best, S8. Look at this. Almost got me. He doesn't respect the pawns. That's what my dentist had when I was a kid, I remember. In the dentist office it said, if you ignore your teeth, they'll go away. Perfect for this situation. You ignore your pawns, they'll go away. No pawns left. 7-0. It's like a baseball game. 7-0 is just brutal. Jeez. Alright, dude. There goes all your pieces. It was fun. Alright, good game. Good morning, Mr. Arsenal fan. Welcome. Jay Daradanas. We've got challenges 5 through 7 plus 3. If you'd like to, weird openings today. That's the theme. Like going to the dentist, playing me, removing some teeth here. I should have been a dentist. With my style of play. Oh, I hate when my opponent drops pieces like that. It's so disappointing. Weird openings we're supposed to be playing. Alright. The Dutch. Just because I don't play the Dutch. Dutch is extreme. E3. The ultra quiet answer to the Dutch. The top of the league. So you're like leading your league. Do you get moved up if you win to another division or something? We're playing for E5. It's deep. Although obviously if I play it right away, allowing the trade of queens isn't very exciting. I suppose there's no reason to rush here into playing E5. I mean, there's an argument for it, though, to play it before he prevents it with something like knight F3. If E5 takes queen D8, king D8, it's an interesting endgame. Black should be okay. But I'm not sure I really want to trade queens. Scared of ideas. Fear of ideas. That's the basis of bullet chess. But it might be different, like fear of thinking. Thought phobia. I guess thought phobia is different. This is a nice aggressive move now. There's something odd about knight c3. But he's following this up very actively. I don't think this is like a real thing, you know, what White's doing here. You just don't do e3 and knight c3 against the Dutch. It's not an opening. Without the knight c3, it would be something. It would be a system. But the mixing of e3 and knight c3, this doesn't really look right. The basis of prophylaxis. That's an idea in itself, right? In and of itself. Yeah, what is Dino 210? The Arsenal fan game result? What? So, self-correcting knight. Rolling over to e2. Interesting and original. Reminds me, it's a Raoul. Tempting to play a5 and start to bring the game to him on the queen side. I'm improving my rook on a8. It's abstract. Probably not good. Black's position, is it really good enough? Like now knight f4. I'm gonna have to play d5 at one point. Yeah, I think you got me there on the run. After knight f4, queen e7, knight g5, I have to play d5. a4 is a little reactionary. It's unbelievable that this is really a thing, what White's doing. Knight c3 to e2 with bishop c4, bishop e3 against the Dutch. That's odd. The bishop on b3 is annoying, I'll give you that. Now maybe we can consider playing e5 for the first time. Castling is obviously a problem. I could castle, but it seems like I'm walking into some kind of weird hinge attack here, like h5, knight f4. I hate it when my opponents lose quickly. Arsenal fans' new complaint. He couldn't think of what else to complain about. He was complaining how quickly his opponent lost. I can't believe my stupid opponent lost so quickly. Imagine if he lost. It'd be like, oh, I can't believe how dumb I am. He won the challenging game. The guy didn't even bring it. The Hunfin. I'm alright. I'm trying to sort this out. The weird anti-Dutch. Look at the diagonal. Weird openings Wednesday. That's a theme. I usually play stuff that I wouldn't normally do. The Dutch is not such an unusual opening. For me, it's something I've never played in a tournament game, so I would definitely classify it as unusual. Thus weird. What is unusual is weird. He's called Disney. What? What? Yeah, Arsenal, we missed you yesterday. Everyone was asking, where's Arsenal? Haven't heard any complaining today. You like beating down your opponent and like, get up. Come on. Fight like a man. That's not going to cut it. You can't lose in the first round. Alright, what are we going to do? This is a very controversial move, which I did not expect. I was thinking about, of course, like knight to g5, knight d8. Maybe even rook f8 would be alright there. Objectively, maybe knight g5 is not even a good move, but I don't think this is either. Either or either, what do you prefer? I'm kind of like playing the Bogo Indian a lot, King's Indian. I don't mind bringing back knight b8. The old Simon Williams style Dutch players might prefer this awkward sort of knight d8, knight f7, migrating to the king side. Not as bad as usual, actually. I mean, this is sort of a fairly good situation for knight d8, knight f7, I guess. Though you might argue that it gets in the way of the f file. Here it feels more balanced. We have really good squares. But I guess I should have gone there. That's why knight d8 was better. Well, that was a good answer. Anyway. Probably it's not quite sound for white, hopefully. At least I would have kept e6 directly under control. It doesn't look like he can get away with this. I mean, knight e6 takes, knight c5. There's really not enough compensation. Is the delayed lichess gambit any good? Where did that come from? How do you know that I played the delayed lichess gambit? I mean, to be frank, like, I don't think it's a good idea to play f5 against knight f3, but some people insist on doing that. Like they're completely clueless. I don't think you should play the Dutch against knight f3. I mean, it's not even a Dutch, first of all. The Dutch is d4, f5. White has to play d4 for it to be a Dutch. The day is saved. Take care, DK guy. Thanks for joining us. The Hunfin. Yeah, no, we'd love to play today. Tons of Hungarians. This is ugly. That's an ugly square. Where are you going to go from g3? No. That is not good. Knight c5. Well, my knight is a target, but I've got time to play h6. It's true he may get in b4 later as a result of playing this move. I really expected him to go bishop c2. Now a4 is a problem. Can't kick my knight. No, he's just collapsing. Well, I guess I have to take it. Take it while the taking's good. And run away. It's a King's Indian. Castles. It's not even a Dutch anymore. Excellent position for black. Ideal. We're just up a pawn, so I mean, I think that it's probably a good idea to be conservative. Basically, when you play the Dutch, or the King's Indian for that matter, you're trying to play like really aggressive openings. But I mean, when you're just up a clear pawn for nothing, I think you should change your mindset. We don't have to play for mate anymore. Very good chess psychology book by Krogius, where he actually like discusses the idea that people have sort of misconceptions about the game. And one of them is like this: when people are obsessed with direct attack too much, you need to just learn to change your mindset. All right, this is not funny. Not funny. Actually, in this position, I'm not trying to play for direct attack. I mean, I just want to slowly work my way over there. And that knight on each one is pretty ill. No problem for white. He's doing great. It's interesting how well he coordinated himself. Coordinated. So if I play that, he plays that. Yes. I don't even want your rook. Yeah, I mean, the Dutch. All right, so if you guys are subscribers, you can play first. Mondays and Wednesdays, that's our rule. Fridays, I try to open up the challenges, so give one day to people who just don't subscribe and can just play. So I'm going to take the challenge from Imre, an Arsenal fan. And then we'll play Stefanos and Martinez. All right. Imre. Very sneaky. No one would have ever seen that coming. Knight g3. But, you know, he was starting... If queen g4 the previous move, he had rook takes f4. Oh my god. I probably could be, like, worse there. Unusual openings with white. Well, I mean, e4 is fine, but we've got to play something off the wall. Yeah, that's great, man, but my opponent doesn't play e5, does he? Where is he, actually? Oh, he's not here. b3. The b3 Sicilian. That's my new pet opening, which I know nothing about other than just general concepts. I actually know very little theory, almost none, except that I've faced this opening myself. What? Huh. Dude, you have another stream you should watch, okay? The Mook Gambit. Alright, let's go. Morphe. Morphe. I played this the other day. Bishop e5. Kind of other moves are interesting. Bishop c4 maybe. Kind of, sort of. In a similar position yesterday, I played Bishop e5 is critical. Bishop c4 is speculative. I don't know. Not really the main move. f3, I was thinking, somehow doesn't feel right here. I would prefer it to d3. There is something strange about white's position. I mean, the knight on c3 blocking the bishop on b2 is not really ideal. Right. The pawn on e6 blocking bishop on c4, blunting bishop on c4. Yeah. I mean, clearly, if you look this up, bishop e5 will be white's primary move. G6 is interesting. So he's like fine with knight d5, bishop g7. I actually looked at almost identical position to this recently. Knight d5, bishop g7. This should be really nothing for white. But I don't really know what else to do. What else to do? If it just ends up exchanging stuff, it's probably good for black. Knight f6, bishop f6, bishop f6, ef6. Maybe that's my best, though. I mean, if I don't do it now, he plays e6. My other option is queen f3, and that doesn't really look right. But this, I think we're playing for some kind of microscopic advantage based on control of the d5 square. Close. Knight a5 looks not great. Man, knight a5 is a funny move. I was looking at a similar position last couple days on Saturday, and yeah, I mean, if you do something like knight a5, actually white probably doesn't mind giving up that bishop. E takes f is an interesting move, which I didn't expect. I mean, if like black goes for that bishop and I play something like d3 and just like recapture with the pawn, I mean, increasing my control of the center, it might be actually quite good. But I mean, here, all right, now things are different. Knight a5, bishop d5 or something. We're just controlling d5. The only thing is I do need to consider where I'm going to put my king and be careful. Obviously f5 later will undouble his pawns. He's going to castle and have rook e8 and have quick pressure on my center. So, I don't know. I didn't like the future of my knight on f3. I didn't see where it would go. But I mean, here we have obvious paths. My concern is castles, rook e8. Black has quick pressure. Yeah, I think he's already probably weakening himself. And then d4. d4 f5 is not a problem. But what does d4 do? He just ignore it, I guess. It's true, it's not that easy to break down black's position. It would give me a little bit of space, maybe, to operate. I mean, I can play like queen d2 and at least get my pieces out. That's funny. I thought you said cooker. Like a Hungarian translation of English or something. You're cooler. I need to read. I need glasses. You're weird, Acerbate. Knight f4. Not anymore. White has some kind of tiny advantage. The engine would say like plus 0.1 or 0.2, probably. I'm going to guess. Truly microscopic. And my pawn. My pawn! No, man. Arsenal, like, I'll bet you. It's under 0.5 for sure. There's almost no way to siege black's position here. To lay siege to black's position. Optically, it looks good, but I mean, you need a way in. If I exchange on c5, then there's no weakness anymore. I mean, it's just really, that's all nice and good. Is that really a backward pawn, or what am I going to do? I always disagree with Arsenal fan. Whatever he says, automatically. Well, if f5, I'm just taking it. His structure is permanently destroyed. If he could play f5, like with queen on d7 or something like that, you know, he would be fine. At some point, yeah, I mean, opening this file to my advantage in some way, but I don't know how. Yeah, the idea that you have with queen e3, I mean, there's a way to apply pressure to this. I mean, probably black might be playing queen b6, queen d7. He has to think about where to put his queen. Yes, it's easier to play white, of course. The better structure, more possibilities. But I still have confidence that black's position is inherently sound. I didn't like his decision to play e takes f6, though. You know, I think you should play bishop takes f6. You have a bad bishop on g7 versus my bishop on b2. But he's thinking in terms of like the overall maybe defense of his king side. The bishop on g7 is a good defender, I guess. I'm very limited as to what I can do. Acerbate, I haven't heard of stickum in a long time. It's like the stuff they used to put on baseball bat handles. George Brett incident. Um, this is incredibly annoying. I don't know what to do. Arsenal's valuation. There's no way black is that much worse here, if at all. I can't even like move. Basically paralyzed. I don't know what to do. Maybe something like c3. Weird as that is. About to lose on time. I still don't even have a plan. Are you kidding me? Yeah, a3, h3. The only moves I can make, probably without drastically weakening my position. I almost played f3, but I didn't like that diagonal. h3 is just a pass. a3 is more constructive, keeping his knight off of b4. It's a good idea. Not a lot of downsides, really. I don't think that a3 weakens my position a lot. Good suggestion. But this is slightly surprising. Minor tactical problem. He had 2 minutes when he decided to do that. Arsenal style time management. That's usually my best chance against Arsenal when I'm like down 2 pawns or more and he gets like a time edge of something like 2.5 minutes to 7 seconds. I can usually count on. That's when I start to get confident. Something good's going to happen here. Speaking of which, we're supposed to play Arsenal next, and then I'll take the other challenges. Arsenal. Yeah, no, but I mean, seriously, like I said that white was only like microscopically better. If we go back here, pre-h3. I'm a little bit, it's kind of in between. The engine's giving like d takes c5 plus 0.7. I said it was probably even smaller, but it's falling. It's down to 0.5, which is basically what I said. There's very little that either side can do here, honestly. Slightly even less for black, but see here when he plays e takes f6, there's actually a game, but bishop takes f6, I think. I would prefer to play bishop takes f6 if I were black, so as not to have that bad bishop. This guy actually took with the e pawn. Computer looks like it's sort of on the fence. It's really on the fence. I just don't like to have bad pieces, you know. I don't know. I don't want to have a bad piece. I mean, which side of the fence are you on here? On the attacking side or the defending side? I don't really get it, you know. Slashy. It's like a violent slashy. All right. Slashy. Arsenal fan. If I were a horror movie villain. E4. Can't be careful. Yeah, that's true, Hunfin. I mean, it's not that clear. There's an argument for, I think, the defensive aspect of the bishop on g7 being good. The brick wall. So, what do we do? Unusual. Something unusual. Against Arsenal fan. If e4, e5, knight f3. The elephant gambit. No, I'm not playing that against him. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop e5. What does Arsenal face? What does he play in the... What does he play here if you play... See, the Petrov. He'll be angry if I play that. That's not in itself unusual, but I want to play something different. One time I beat him with queen e7. He got really mad. But let's try something else. g6 you can't play. I think g6 just loses a pawn. It's a Spanish. I don't remember what happened the last time I did this. The Norwegian variation. This is unusual. Pretty much. It went through a popularity about 10 years ago. A wave of popularity at the top level. Nick blah blah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really ever do poker videos. Like I might have like one poker video that I put in my YouTube channel or something, but I never really tried doing that. My poker understanding is not as easy to express. Like, it would be hard for me to do poker videos, I think. Chess is so fluent, you know, it's like second nature. I can talk about it really easily. All right, so this is known. Actually, I think there's even a bishop takes f7 check is a line. Arsenal should try that probably. Anyway, I've been doing chess commentary for 20 years. I mean, I'm not sure I could. I'm not even playing poker much anymore. I don't think I could do poker videos. At least not really. I'd have to start playing poker like full time to do that. I haven't been playing for like 5 years much. Maybe in my peak, you know, I could have made some poker videos, but it's been too long. I'm too far out of it. Focusing on chess mostly. All right, Arsenal. So this is just supposed to be bad for white, I think. Queen g5. Queen g5. Actually, for that matter, I can also play queen e7. What are you going to do? Queen e7, d4. Take your pick. They're both good. M&Ms. Even when I was like 8 years old. Play for real money. Arsenal. I mean, Acerby, you can't play poker for M&Ms, dude. Alright. But anyway. Welcome to the stream. Guys, I'm going to cut out a little earlier today because I have to make a video, ironically. But not a poker video. Chess video. An audio video. Chess audio. I do the audio part. Uh-oh. So queen g5 is actually better. On queen g5, knight f3, queen g2. I looked at this before. Queen g5, knight f3, queen g2, rook g1, queen h3. It's been played. There's at least one game in the database that I recall. I started to do the Josh Friedel hair twirl. I'm getting nervous. Knight f6 castles, bishop e7, rook e1 castles. Does he have any sort of discovery? Doesn't look like it. The white squares are just completely gone. But Arsenal has a good understanding of space. He does play well with space advantages. Bishop e7, knight c3. My question is, do I have time to be stuff like bishop e7? I'm not castling queenside. Well, I think the Budapest Gambit is pretty risky. I mean, who would play it at the highest level other than Nigel Short, who miraculously beat Karpov in a game with it? I mean, it's just like, there's got to be 10 different ways where I can get like a very small advantage. But beyond that, I don't know. You know, it's like difficult to play with white. Like, well, which of the 10 different ways to get a very small advantage should I do? So like, you can't refute it, you know. I mean, I don't think that black should do anything crazy like the Fajarowicz. You play the Budapest Gambit, you get a slightly worse position, grovel for a draw, you know. I mean, but you don't see a lot of really good players playing the Budapest Gambit. What happens on knight f6, knight c3? I have to play queen b7. That's awkward. We don't want that to happen. I don't want my queen to get segmented away from the rest of the board, cut off by this d5 advance. Arsenal likes space, and he's likely to play something like d5, given the opportunity. So bishop e7. I am a little concerned about my ability to castle and get out of here. So let's see. I might end up having the castle queenside. Bishop e7, rook e1, knight f6, and I'm stuck in the center. It may not be that bad, though. It's kind of ironic, because if he tries to do something crazy like rook e1, knight f6, bishop g5, it could backfire for white. Move 11. Where is move 11? No, I think the Budapest Gambit is inherently playable. I've even seen like positional players like Alexei Yermolinsky play it. It's not that bad. I think it's really good at the bottom level, you know, to just overwhelm people with the Gambit style play. But when you start getting to master level, I mean, you're going to start getting tortured in slightly worse positions and wishing that you played something more solid, probably. You studied it a lot as a Hungarian. I don't even remember like what that opening is named after. I mean, I don't even know the historical significance, why it's called the Budapest, ironically. My duty is queen g4. Oh no. Now this way... Oh no, he can double my pawns. The other idea. Other brother. Get out of here. I'm assuming there was some international tournament where some recognized player, we could look it up on Wikipedia. There's probably some kind of story about it. The naming of the Budapest Gambit. Everything's fine. No, I don't like this move. I should have played Queen D7, dude. Wake up. No, black is slightly better. Celine Dion. He's not really Canadian. He's Scandinavian. Come on, Eric Hansen. He's like Danish or something. There's still a lot of like third generation, second generation Scandinavians in the northern part of the United States and Canada. I mean, basically they might as well be Scandinavians. There's still whole towns like... I was at this place in Kansas. What was it called? Can't remember now, but like everybody was descended from Scandinavians, like Swedish people and stuff. So that's why Marazzi used it in Budapest. That makes sense. Totally. Very good. We solved the mystery. Marazzi played it, thus the Budapest Gambit. Played by a Hungarian master. Yeah, Arsenal's got his space game on now. Black should be really good with this white square bishop, though. I need a place to put my knight. Yeah, that's possible. The early part of the 20th century, people started playing the Budapest Gambit. It's like an active try. Get me out of here. Here we go with the time again. Constant pressure. No, Mamirov plays, that thing with G5, which is fun, but he plays anything. I mean, he plays the Marshall defense too. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that though. Yubaba has played that too. I mean, that's just very reckless for black. Probably just bad. But those guys, they're maniacs and they can get away with almost anything. Specifically referring to Mamedyarov and Yubaba. The fact that Mamedyarov doesn't play, that Mamedyarov has played something doesn't make it a good opening. Clearly, like, if anything, it's like a advertisement to the opposite effect. Probably raises doubts. He's really faded, by the way. I mean, what's up? I was really hoping that Mamdjarov could be a serious contender like a year ago. Well, you didn't recapture. My god, I just pre-moved. C5 is kind of a weird move. I don't think he really has a choice there. Arsenal is very vocal and likes to sound like a macho chess player, but he actually has this very sort of positional style. Macho positional, I would call it. Well, I mean, that's what it is with the fast time controls, particularly. Gambling becomes, like, really essential. I play Kovalenko. He has a similar style. Actively gambling. Patently playing stuff that's just not good, you know, but you're fast and tricky. Like Kovalenko played the Benoni with 97 against me. I mean, it's just garbage. But, you know, if the opponent doesn't have time to work it out, I mean, almost any opening can be okay. Look at Yababa's openings. I mean, they're almost all horrible. The London system, for example. Oh my god. I don't know why Arsenal isn't like 2300 in Bullet or something. Plays like a genius. And ultra fast. This is just a draw, whatever. I lost on time. You should get that auto. You should get the auto. If you go to Thibault's profile on lichess, you get the auto script for the GG after the game, dude. I love that. That's a really good game by White. He was worse at some point, but against me, for some reason, he plays like a genius. Svein Johansson, who I met, Johannesson, from Iceland, was like the main. He's the main protagonist of this whole system. But I'm thinking I should play Queen G5 instead. This is probably better. I'm not sure what the truth is. I don't think anybody really plays this line for White. He has one inaccuracy for the whole game. Now I blundered. I should probably... Actually, what can I play? Yeah, knight d5 is a cool move. I missed this. Or even bishop d8. Yeah, that makes sense. It's equal now. You made 2 inaccuracies the whole game, Arsenal fan. No, what you only do is you blunder when you have 2 minutes left, and I have 7 seconds. Usually the only mistakes you make when we play. Apparently, you did make some mistakes early here. Like, you could have taken on f6 here. This is obviously better for white. I wasn't thinking. Pretty disappointing ending, though. I mean, I was clearly better, probably winning. But the time pressure was just too much. I don't understand, dude, how you're not like 2200 in bullet. Can you explain that? Like, you're super, super fast. How can you be 1900 in bullet? I don't understand. Just on your speed alone, you should be like 2200. Alright, so subscribers are not here. So we've got Stefanos, Martinez, Liam, LK, and Morwa. Purely European players. What do you mean you played the opening bad? You don't play the openings badly. Not really. But in like 3-0, you would destroy people on time. Maybe you're just not playing the right time controls. I don't know. I had this discussion with you the other day. You're like, I need a 3-second increment. What are you talking about? You're making all of your moves in 1 second. Like the last 20 moves of our game you made in 1 second. Why do you need a 3-second increment? You don't need the 3-second increment. You're not even using it. You're like trying to flag me. You know, I tried to make a comment and I lost on time. I mean, you know, I just wanted to say I think this is a draw. So let's play something different here. The Vargasoli. Let's see what he knows. The Vargasoli attack. F3. I never play this. Dangerous only if black doesn't know the theory. No, I mean, the endgame wasn't interesting. It's a dead draw. Like, there's no way that either side can win. Once you take away the A pawn. I'm just hoping that you did something stupid like played c5 check. If you played c5 check, I move my king and you like... It might end up in a situation where I have the further outside pawn. It's purely likely to be a draw anyway. I have no way where to hide my king. And you have the perfect structure to hide your king there. So g6 probably just transposes to a Marazzi, you know. The theory is e5. Mostly people play e5. That's the main line. Now I just have a Marazzi. It's better for white. I'm amazing sometimes. I amaze myself how I can lose with a 3-second increment. Like, it takes me 3 seconds to make the move. I was joking how on Sunday my opponent was able to make an entire move before I pressed the clock. Like I'm a sloth or something. I'm not trying to like play, especially over the board though. I'm not like, oh, press the clock really fast. It doesn't matter. I like to take my time. But here I don't play faster than 3+0. The dark squares. I don't like dark squares. I like both. I like white meat and dark meat equally. The dark squares are very important, of course. But white has a space advantage based on c4 and e4. I mean, I've made a living out of playing the black side of the Marazzi. I certainly know about dark squares. Black has a dark square strategy, especially with a5, you know, but that's kind of the less active of the two plans. You know, typically you can try to get in like a break, like b5, and that's a little bit more fluid. The queen b6 line in the Razzi. Well, I saw Shabalov do that once and get crushed by Ponomaryov. There doesn't seem to be much to it, honestly. Now, if you're talking about like the sort of modern defense move order with the queen b6, that's slightly different. Basically, I think like all lines of the Marazzi are just better for white. It's just a matter of like which one you want to like get tortured in. It's like people, which is the best line against Marazzi? I mean, they're all bad. White's slightly better in every variation. I think that playing the black side in Marazzi might be a good way to try to play for a draw, but it's really hard to play for a win. It's enough to basically make you not want to play the accelerated dragon, for example. Roman Ghinchiashvili used to like try to like convince me that the Marazzi was okay for black, but it's like, I don't know, you're just like trying to deny reality. A5 is an unusual move so early. I don't know what he's doing. I think he got... Yeah, this happened before. His internet is bad. He's back. I can play knight b5 to avoid exchanges at some point. Even now. I mean, the magic recipe is usually to trade a set of pieces for black to try to negate the space advantage to some degree. He can play a4, but he can't play a3 without doing something crazy like sacrificing an exchange. I was actually preparing for one of my opponents. Last week in a tournament, and she had played Jan Gustafsson, and it was some like Marazzi like this. Just wasn't good. You don't play the black side of Marazzi against 2650s unless you know what you're doing, especially someone systematic like Gustafsson. He just destroyed her. I think for a systematic player, this is like the ultimate opening. But I don't recommend playing the Marazzi like with white for everybody. If you like to attack, I mean, it's definitely not the best way to play. I guess we just ignore this and castle. I don't really mind if black trades the white square bishop. I mean, I could do something extreme and play like knight a3, but that seems unnecessarily passive. I was thinking the modern move order like e4, g6, d4, so bishop g7, knight c3, c5. No, I know the move order I was thinking where queen b6 is possible. It would have to be something with e4, c5, knight f3, g6. Maybe, I don't know. But basically, there's no great variations with queen b6 anywhere. So now, pressure on c4. I could play knight a3. I'm concerned about c4, a4. I think we can just play knight d5, probably. We're just better, but wasn't really my original plan. Knight a3 is possible, though. Knight a3, rook c8, b3. I don't know what he can do. I've never really played this position. f3 is unusual for me, too. Like, if I play the white side of Marazzi, I wouldn't normally have f3 in so early. I mean, I have a lot of experience suffering on the black side of the Marazzi, and that helps me to understand what I'm doing with white. Don't play the Marazzi at all. There is no easy solution. Unless you want to suffer. But black definitely has trouble generating counterplay here. But this is a specific position where he's played a5 kind of strangely early. I would never do it on that move. Normally when I play black, I would prefer to make this exchange first and then play a5. Yeah, I mean, knight d5 is always like a threat. I mean, it can be a move that lets black trade pieces, you know, so you have to be careful. It's not always good to just lob a knight on d5 automatically and assume white has an advantage. It is enabling black to trade pieces. Keep that in mind. f4. f4 is starting to get kind of interesting. f4, knight g4, bishop g4, bishop g4, f5. Bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, knight takes e4. It looks better for white. I kind of like this. My knight on a3 doesn't seem right, though. Here, this is not really in a good spot for this variation. So I'm thinking f5. I mean, bishop takes c3 is... maybe it's good. It's a huge concession. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes e4. Maybe I misevaluated this. If only my knight was a little closer to the center. If bishop f5, g4, e5, queen d1, doesn't help. Maybe black is doing well here. It was a little careless of me to play this way. My knight on a3 is out of the game. still dangerous for black, though. I have to watch for some point. There could be like a queen b6 check if my queen gets off the diagonal. What just happened? This is what I'm talking about. You happen to have 94 there? Okay, so queen e3. We lost on time, but I mean, black's up a pawn here. And just still thinks that white is better. Surprising. I thought I had messed this up. I mean, I guess e5 is a bad move. It was unclear. Bishop takes f5. So bishop h6, e5, queen e3, rook e8. And this is the problem. I mean, if my knight is anywhere in the vicinity in this position in an active place, I'm probably like winning, but it's not really enough. Dubious decision to sacrifice that pawn. Okay. It's 12 o'clock. I've got to go around 1, guys. So we got time for these games at least. Maybe more. Queen trade. It isn't easy to defend obstacle bishop positions. Yeah. I agree. Alright. We'll play knight c3. I'm not a fan of the Jabava London, though. I want to try something. No, he played knight f6. This is like not very... I mean, like this would likely transpose to a normal opening in most cases. There's a really good book on knight c3 called the Linkspringer. It's about 15 years old, though. Some German guy, I think. I can't remember his name. They cover variations like knight c3, knight f6, but I mean, this is mostly going to transpose to either like the Vienna game, some kind of Alekhine. It's hard to avoid transpositions to normal openings, basically. Anyway, I've got to play faster. Let's try something fun. I guess I should play like e4 there, realistically. Like a weird Grand Prix attack. f4 is not so great here. But now we just transpose to a normal, which I feel comfortable playing. Not really a weird opening, a weird order of moves, I would call it. Although, I think this isn't like the best variation for black. Not the best way to play black against the Grand Prix. His most interesting move, I think, is d5, actually challenging white. Knight d7 is extreme. Extreme ideas in chess. The f-file. White should just be better because of the f-file. Strategically, it's standard. I mean, I could try to shift gears here and play like d4. I mean, there's a case for it. d4, pawn takes, then he has queen b6, though. This is much more normal. Very standard Grand Prix attack. The beard's starting to get itchy. Might have to go soon. It's gonna have to go soon. This is like a prophylactic move. Uncomfortable. I played a lot of times like Grand Prix attack with black against the English. And I guess that's how I'm playing here, more or less. We tried to play against this piece on c8. That's the whole strategic concept. Make your bishops bad again. Queen f3. I like Queen f3. More typically you would see Queen e1, Queen h4. But I feel like in this particular position, I'm stopping or discouraging d5. Obviously there's an f-file thing. I have some subtle threats. Subtle threats. What are you saying? Masturbate what? Interesting move. c4. Sacking a pawn. Bishop h6, queen b6 check, king h1, bishop takes c3, bishop takes f8. That doesn't look good. Yeah, this is his only defense. I guess I should take the pawn. In the end of the day, sometimes we just have to be materialistic. See, that's what I'm talking about with chess psychology and the idea that some people are obsessed with direct attack. There are certain players, actually a lot of them, who, just couldn't make the adjustment here. I'm not even sure if this is best, but we're collecting some pawns. I try not to be overly materialistic. Yeah, I mean, the Grand Prix isn't just a coffee house opening. If it's played, but if you think about its history, it kind of was. I mean, these variations with bishop b5 weren't really the standard way to play the Grand Prix attack until the last, 15 years. I mean, it was always like bishop c4 and these literally coffee house style ideas in most cases. Black sacrificed 2 and now a third pawn. He wants to sacrifice a third pawn. Alright. I mean, does he? Wins the third pawn back. Third pawn is the charm. Queen A4, anybody? It's the take on the Benko. It feels so materialistic. Rook D8. Want to be as active as possible. He's got the huge time advantage. 22:55 in bullet. Extremely fast. But I mean, a long time control player isn't going to sacrifice these pawns, you know. I mean, that's something like in really fast time control might be viable. Whereas in longer time controls, it isn't most likely going to be enough. I mean, I would never be confident here with black. Down 2 pawns. Still, it's very hard for white to win. Yeah, rook d8. Slightly surprising move. This is a weird move. But for this time control, I mean, he's playing too fast. I don't really think in general like you should like have more time when you're worse, you know? In a time control like this. I mean, that just inherently doesn't seem right. If you have that much time, you shouldn't be worse. Mr. Coffee's here, finally. Yeah, this is his only defense. Where's the mate? I just don't have time. I mean, I'm winning, but I don't see it. Queen d4 check. King h6. See, I forgot I could play this. I thought I could play queen takes c4 here. I didn't see this. I mean, we're just winning a rook. This endgame is not so easy, though. I mean, I don't think I'm even winning here, actually. The computer says I'm winning, but I'm not convinced. Where am I winning? Queen h4 check. Where is the win? Queen f3. Okay. Now this move maybe works. If queen takes c4, I have queen h3 check. I need the time to find that. I just didn't have time to find the winning plan. All right, Liam LK. Too liberal with the pawn sacrifices, but in the end, I didn't have enough time. If I was feeling a little sharper, even with a 3-second increment, maybe I could win it, but I'm not feeling it. I don't know. B3, in honor of Jim. You got a cheapo? Aspie, how did you do in the tournament? Didn't see you in the top 10 yesterday. Is this like, oh, f6, wow. Man, that's not even necessary. Most people will play e4 here. This is like Larson Spassky, right? Knight f3, e4. Very famous game. f6. Solid. Now what am I playing? It's a good question. What do you call this? My new obsession. E4, question mark? Black's very aggressive. Quite the aggressive player. What's his statistics? 1600 classical? I guess he just doesn't really do classical. Bishop c4, queen e4 check. Queen e2. The ending is equal for black. That's the problem. I suppose I could play bishop c4, queen e4, bishop e2. Kind of dangerous, though. Black's literally played like the most aggressive setup you can play, probably. f6 and d5. So what happens if d4? Pawn takes d4, it's a problem. Can't do that. I guess we have to try something like this. It's a weird position. I really need to break with d4. I can get it in. I'm probably fine. If I can't get in d4, my position would be dubious. So I think he kind of messed up there with knight e7. I mean, maybe there's something better. Still, his position is okay, but not nearly as good as it was. We still got time for probably 2 more games. So more if someone else wants to challenge, I can play another game after we play more Wa. This is an interesting question. Actually, maybe it's better to take with the knight. Queen h5 check is interesting. How would I ever play that? Bishop d7 here, of course. And now something like knight e4, maybe. Feels like castles is safer. White is ahead in development, obviously. Although here he can trade a bunch of stuff. But I'm not sure he's okay, you know. Knight d4, queen d4, bishop e5, knight b5, queen d4, knight d4. Or queen d4, bishop d4, maybe for that matter. Black's looking underdeveloped. Now, man, even like bishop c4 is interesting. I don't trust Black's position. It doesn't look safe. Check. Always check. And we go for that bishop. Is he fatally pinned? Fatally pinned. Yeah, just fatally. It's a fatality. There's nothing he can do. How solid was king f7, of course. He has to take some kind of drastic measures. Not very. Queen h5 check, g6, queen d5 check, king g7, and pray. But you're still alive. I'm not super happy with the king on g7 on this diagonal. But, you know, maybe he's okay. Exactly. It's not that clear. King f7. Queen h5 check, g6, queen d5 check, king g7. Then something like knight e4. Or maybe just like rook d1. White is clearly better. Padron Antoni, hi. How are things in Italy? Get our coronavirus update. I was telling him how everybody was panicking here. I didn't see anything new in the news. You're going to get bored of answering these questions about like the coronavirus. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there must be a lot. Must be a lot of people that have it in Italy that they don't even know about. It seems like a lot of random people came to other countries like back from Italy and got it. So it's like, damn. I mean, there must be a lot of people running around that are undiagnosed. You already have issues with like migration, and so they're using that to further their policies or beliefs. Viruses don't have borders. They can build all the barricades they want, right? All right, but anyway. Liam is not giving up. It's a lot of material to be down. A full queen for a rook. I mean, this is awesome fodder for conspiracy theorists, right? I should be excited. We're getting close. H5 check. Looks pretty nasty. He can play H6 and try to squeak away back to H7 now. Maybe, yeah, maybe queen there. Subtle threats. It's got to be good for white. You can run, but you can't hide. He is hiding, though. Speaking of building barricades, this is not going to hold up very long. No stalemate. That poor bishop preventing all stalemates. All right, I got a challenge from Wawa. Arsenal fans not allowed. Not allowed to play anymore. Only allowed to beat me once a stream. Sorry. Guys, please support the stream. Yesterday, we had Infinite Flash, very generous. He got a new job. Donated 1,500 bits. Om's on Twitch with 110. Also, Om's made a generous donation via PayPal. You guys can also donate and support the stream via PayPal. All right, Marwa up 23-27. The last time I lost to Marwa on Wednesday, I played some unusual opening. He reacted quite well. What are we going to do today? We got to play fast, whatever it is. He's quick. The Grobe. Grobing good. Let's try the Grobe. I never play the Grobe. But you can kind of play it like it's in English. Arsenal gifted a tier 1 sub to Hunfin. Generally speaking, they recommend H3 usually. All you can afford, all you can eat. An all-you-can-eat buffet. Grobulan Empire. What are we going to do about this guy? Marwa playing as actively as possible against my Grob. C5, D5, E5, everything. Gromulan. Gromulans. Let's try it this way. Maximum flexibility. So E4, D5. E4, D4, knight D5 is what I'm trying to say, I guess. I hate the F4 square being gone, but he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything threatening to go into F4 right now, so I'm not that worried about it. Plus, it's a blitz game anyway. Thank you, Asterbait. I mean, Arsenal. Why do I always call you Asterbait? I do that with Morales and Muleskinner. Interesting. Trying to keep the tension here. And preventing knight d5. Logical. Logical. I mean, this at least keeps in control. The Grobo. I'm not a big believer in the Grob. I've trashed it a lot, verbally, claiming it's the worst opening. It is probably the worst of the well-known unusual openings, or offbeat openings, if you like. The worst of the bunch, I would say. He's used 13 seconds for the whole game. That's astounding. He's got a very, very high bullet rating. So f4 is risky. Otherwise, he's starting sometimes to play h5. Maybe I have to do this. Now, if f4, f5, perhaps black has some counterplay. Reminiscent of a King's Indian. Is he waiting for me to castle? Is that what's happening here? He won't castle till I castle? I guess that's what was going on. We're waiting each other out. Form of birds opening. Some lines of the King's Indian, similar to this. Interesting. Queenside majority. Of course you're scared of 1500s. Everybody is. No. This is a nice move. What an aggressive move. Queen c7. Putting your queen on a bad square just to keep the queens on the board. Underestimated this. I don't understand how he's so fast. And he never makes mistakes. This is another insanely strong move. Never seems to miscalculate. Pieces are just hanging out there. I didn't teach him. I mean, he learned chess on his own. I wouldn't take credit for that. All right. I tried to help him. F takes e5. We have played 112 games. I'm rather uncomfortable here. The time is brutal. 22 seconds. Underlining theme. Everyone that I play is faster than me. The other thing I've noticed about this game, he almost hasn't moved backward since the outset. Hard to get him to move backwards. Knight b4 just stays there. Am I your second account? What? Who are you guys talking about? Oh man. Arsenal's trying to re-challenge. So I can lose on time again? Can he sack the exchange? I don't know, man. I have 20 seconds left. I'm lucky I'm still here. With the Grob, it actually looks like I'm okay. One thing is like queen c6, queen takes e5. He would like to put his queen in a more active square. But he's like tied down to this pawn. I don't know where to put my king. Here, king h2, a3. Knight g3 is not a great square. Black can play g6. We know all about that. Subtle threat. Something good has to happen here. I meant to play king h1, but whatever. incredibly strong. Anyway, one more game. Just too fast. I mean, I'm just totally winning. But he's too fast. It's plus 3.5. I had G5 just winning in one move. All right, congratulations on the bullet chess. Let's go, guys. Don't forget there's a subscriber stream on Thursday. Bullet chess is good for your game. You should focus on that primarily. Don't listen to me. My last game for today. Arsenal, go and look up the theory on this. Actually, bishop takes f6 is the main move. Yeah, that's what made me think of it, Astrobate. Thanks for sending in the game for Thursday. No, I mean, I just philosophically don't like when people play like Morwa did. You know, it goes against what I try to teach people, and then it's embarrassing to lose. I mean, I'd go out of my way to try to teach people not to do what he does, specifically, because it's the reason why his rating isn't higher. Probably he'd be higher if he would concentrate on trying to play longer games. I think that just too many kids in particular are too addicted to the bullet, and it's artificial. Yeah, you can get like a one move tactic, but I mean, he was lost like for the last 20 moves in that position. At the end of the day, if I was in good condition, I would have beaten him, but I was kind of tired this morning. The time shouldn't be enough to save his position there. I'm angry with myself for blundering a piece fork. By the way, like, King G2 was a mouse slip. It's kind of ironic, but it's true. I said it when I played it. I meant to play King H1, and the mouse just responded saying that I pushed the king on G2. I thought I was more close to the H1 square. I would never put my king on G2 in that position. That's kind of funny. I really thought my king clicked to H1, but I wouldn't have even allowed that knight fork under normal circumstances. My king would be on H1 if it was like an over-the-board game. I guess in my mind, maybe it was there. I wanted it to be on H1. Arsenal, unbeatable. Even openings he doesn't know, he plays really well. It says he plays badly in the opening. Did they have bullet chess back in the time of Searching for Bobby Fischer? I guess it just started. Searching for Bobby Fischer is like circa 1995 or what? I think there's a general philosophy stemming back to the 50s, 60s and 70s, that Blitz was bad for your game, but Vinnick probably teaching this in his chess school, that playing too much Blitz is probably not good. It's the same principle, just it's more exaggerated now with people playing ridiculous. Like, well, I can't watch like bullet tournaments where grandmasters are just dropping queens and playing for time. I mean, I think you're really cheapening the game. I mean, honestly. Arsenal fan, I'm so impressed by your game, dude. Like, honestly. Play incredibly strong positional chess. It's kind of amazing that he's just 2000. Basically, we live in a society where everyone wants like a quick fix, whether it's a drug addiction or, they want to make money the easy way. Bullet chess is like that. Like, you don't want to take the time to play real chess or think, so we'll just do this instead. H6, I guess. Wait, why can't I play knight c6? I mean, since you're going to kick my knight anyway. I had some sort of hallucination that e6 was protected. It's funny, I had this weird gut instinct, like there's some tactic here. Arsenal plays like God. What? Really? Wow. Literally like God. What is this? Dude, are you serious? Just crushing me with no humility, like I was a beginner. Do you think that's normal? He's not going to run out of time. Just wants to humiliate me. This is why he challenged to a second game. It's unbelievable. He doesn't even play the white side of the Richter Rouser. Must be one of his chess friends over the house visiting or something. Basically, I hung my whole position on e6. But I mean, this move is is insane. h5. Instantly played, using 1 second. That's humiliating. Check. Oh, you found that instantly. Surprising. I mean, I just hung my whole position -4 in one move. That's crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, how can I play this move and not see bishop takes e6 check? I'm upset psychologically, losing to Morwa. The last game was detrimental to my psychological health. It's just depressing. h4. He waited a move to play h4. This move is just devastating. Force mate. No comments from Arsenal fan. Yeah. Not a very pleasant end to the stream today. Pretty embarrassing. Sorry about that. So we'll be back on Thursday with the subscriber stream. Thanks for humiliating me. I really appreciate it. You're gonna put me out of business, Arsenal fan. Yeah. Very, very, very bad. Bad for my career, I think. Anyway, I don't know what made me think that I can play knight d7. It's really strange hallucination. In my mind, it was protected by something, like my knight was on c5 already. I don't know. That's really weird. Weird. Not a very clear mind in this last 2 games. Yeah, I don't think I like castling queenside for white. It seems kind of risky. After takes, queen e2. Of course, you never would have won the game if you had castled kingside, most likely. But here, after knight c6, castles kingside. I mean, white's slightly better. If I play maybe knight a5 or a6, I guess a6 was my original intention, but white has a very strong attack. Here, just clear advantage. 24 cent upon loss. You actually made a mistake. You didn't play h4 right away. According to the engine, that was stronger. Anyway, very bad beatdown. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It was fun. I'm getting thrashed. Very, very strong for 2000. Thanks, everybody. I will see you later. Bye-bye.